What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and it is Kelly Green Week. Let's effing go. I appreciate you all taking the time here, though, hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, becoming a member, hyping these videos up, everything you do to support the channel. Cannot thank you enough, but it is Week 8 now, baby. And we're here to talk about that Week 8 opponent, the New York Giants. We just saw them a couple weeks ago, so not much has changed. But we got a few things we're going to talk about, going to discuss here on the show. Would love to hear from you down below. Any questions, comments, anything on your mind, score prediction, who you think is going to have a big game. Maybe you saw the news earlier and want to talk about Brandon Graham, but you can go check that video out. Talked about BG and what's going on there with that situation. If you would like to talk about that, you can always go check that one or the many posts we have. Always down to talk some birds with you, but we're about to talk some Giants here, and we're going to take a look and get to know that opponent. We're going to start it off with that coaching staff, and, well, it's the same one we just saw a couple of weeks ago. Again, Dable and Kafka, well, they brought their A game with Dart, Scatabo, doing their damn thing. And then you got Bowen on the defensive side of the ball. These guys, really, they did well. We got to give them their flowers, but I cannot wait to see you again. So Sunday, we'll find out. Now, since Dart and Scatabo have really, changed this offense around, yeah, they lost Neighbors, but these young guys really giving a spark there. They have improved a little, but on the defensive side of the ball, still with some struggles. Brian Burns got banged up, so you can see here, middle of the pack-ish with points and total yardage on offense, running the ball well, giving up some sacks there, giving up some turnovers. You don't like to see that. Defensive side of the ball, giving up points, yards. Not getting middle of the pack with sacks and not getting many turnovers there. So this is a team, young guys with injuries, and look, they're hungry. It's a divisional matchup. That's how these things go. But for comparison purposes, this is what the Eagles look like. And, hey, they've had their struggles themselves. And this is the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. So a lot of new pieces, coordinators, things like that. So we're going to figure it out, get things on the right path. But with those Giants struggles, let's take a look at where that has them in the division and in the conference. So at the bottom here of the NFC East with that 2-5 record. Clearly the Eagles there at the top 5-2. But going to be a battle. Let's see who is the worst between the Cowboys, Commanders, and Giants. And you can see maybe they're fighting with everyone in the NFC to be the worst as well. Or in the NFL, trying to get that number 1 draft pick. But you see them at the bottom, second to last there in the NFC. Unacceptable the way they beat our ass last time. So I hope this team is as pissed off as I am, as I know you are. Let's go out and beat some Giant ass. But that's how this team has been doing so far. Let's take a look at what they look like. And some changes here. And I will mention which ones here, but you can see for yourselves. Let's take a look at the injury lists first. And you can see on the IR, designated to return is Azeju. So maybe they get one of their guards back there. But everyone else still on IR that we talked about last time. And the PUP list. I think Dimakaji is the one who came off of the NFI list. So they got somebody back off those lists. The rest of these guys will not be on these depth charts you see here. So offensive depth chart, Dart, Scatabo, and look, the receivers are only Hyatt, Slayton, Robinson, and Slayton's been banged up. So we'll see if he gets some action here. Got Johnson and Bellinger playing well. You see the offensive line. Last time, Elwin Noor was questionable for the game, and Schmitz was hurt, and had all kinds of stuff going on. So, again, tomorrow will be the initial injury report. We'll know what's going on for both teams, but that's what it looks like for now. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I had mentioned Brian Burns being banged up, so that's unfortunate. But they do have Dimakaji there now. Abdul Carter could definitely step in. They added Neville Hewitt to the linebacking corps. Other than that, not really much change there. And, well, there was a change on the special teams. They had a kicker in McCaffrey or whatever. They signed him last week. Dude missed 2 extra points. Oh, well, they just cut him a little bit earlier here today. So he is no longer with the team, so they no longer have a kicker. But they do have a kicker on the practice squad. So we'll look at that here in a second. But you see Ozlowski, Singletary. They can use Robinson, Tracy as returners there. But looking at the practice squad finishing up the Giants here, couple of changes. Added another receiver in Juice Wells. Probably going to elevate little Jordan Humphrey if they don't put him on the active roster. Had a good game against us. But Neville Hewitt on the active roster, so they added Jonas Griffith, the veteran linebacker, to the practice squad. And now only one kicker. They had two, added one. Now he's gone. Young Wei Koo is the kicker that will presumably be activated for the game on Sunday. We'll see about that, but that's what the Giants look like heading into this Week 8 matchup. Let me know your thoughts. How do you see this game going down? Is this the Eagles just bullying them, laying the smack down, getting their revenge, or another tight divisional matchup? You let me know how you feel about it. Maybe you've got a score prediction. Maybe you've already got a player of the game. Maybe you've got yourself a top matchup. You know that show will be coming out Thursday, but I'd always love to hear your thoughts on it. But that's all I've got for you here tonight. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this bad boy, subscribe, become a member, hype it up, whatever you can do. I appreciate all of the support, the super chats, everything. You guys are nuts. Buying t-shirts, you guys are nuts. Truly, I cannot thank you enough for the support. I love each and every one of you. If you need anything, you can always reach out. Does not have to be about the birds. If you are looking to talk about the BG video, want some more information, go check that bad boy out. But that's all I've got for you here in round 2 for tonight. But I'll be back tomorrow with that initial injury report. Until then, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!